as far as big lifts go, like, listen, a squat pattern, a deadlift pattern, an overhead press pattern, all those large movements, a chin-up pattern, at their core, these are good movements. They're important movements and they're essential movements. Some version of them is necessary for pretty much everybody with all things equal. Now, when it comes to now feeding yourself barbell lifts or a 400-pound deadlift or squat or whatnot with a large carriage like a barbell or a trap bar, whatever it is, right? They become, you got to start looking at the law of diminishing returns, where basically after a certain point of achieving and attaining strength, there might not be as much dividends that it pays by comparison to how much risk you might encourage or invite as you go along. So there is going to be a little bit of a trade-off. And no one really talks about what I like to call the collateral damage of strength training, of lifting heavy weights and so on. There's 99% good things that become from lifting heavy and training hard and heavy often and whatnot, especially as a younger person. After a lot of time, after lots of wear and tear, you talk to anybody who's been in the gym for 20 plus years, who's lifted heavy for a long time, and you'll never find somebody who says they've never been injured, never ever had one kind of nick or hiccup or anything in their progress. And, those things are inevitable. And it doesn't mean that we shy away from it altogether, but it should mean that we do reassess just how much of it we're doing, especially in comparison to other forms of training, other forms of resistance work, and so on. Other loads, other volumes, other intensities, and so on. So it's not that the actual big lifts themselves are horrible or that you should never do them, but once you pass a certain point in your training journey, you have more mileage on your body. You have possibly a history of injuries at this point in time in your life. You probably have a little bit more wear and tear on your tendons and ligaments. This is all assuming that your technique has been picture perfect from the get-go as well, and you haven't really thrown off your body with that as well. Just the passage of time is what is the real defining factor for whether or not it might be good to take a second look at just how much volume you're applying and attaching to that big squat pattern, that big deadlift pattern, the barbell press pattern, instead of, switching it up to maybe a dumbbell, maybe a safety squat, maybe some other version, maybe split stance work for a phase or 2 or 3. It doesn't mean that your gains are going to go down the toilet. It doesn't mean that your strength is going to go to hell either. It means that you're going to diversify your portfolio of training, and you're probably going to give your body the healthy kick that it needs so that mobility is still there, so your joints can take a little bit of a load off as well, and so that you could even get some conditioning aspects of things in there too. And it behooves a lot of real veteran trainees and trainers to think about this.
Did you find this helpful? If so, pound that like button and hit subscribe. Now, if you want a free copy of our Chiseled Muscle Cheat Sheet, the no BS way to help you lose body fat and build lean muscle in 90 days, make sure that you go to the description below and download your free copy. Any questions? Drop them in the comments, and can't wait to see you with the next video.